you should always like, yes, take it like what people teach and everything, right? But try to push it to what you would like it yourself. Right. So the thing is for me, right, like other people can look at Gillette for sure. They can do very well with it. But for me, I don't look at companies that are not in my scope of competence at all. Right. So Gillette and even Biogen, I don't look at it right now because there's opportunity because I rather focus on companies that I am comfortable with investing. So Gillette, all those, right, they're going to be so affected by what I call that, all the FDA trials and everything. No, I cannot sleep soundly at night, right? The only ones I'll do it maybe for my itchy finger account, which is let's say the spiking trades lah. So probably I would do that, right? So that's something I could do. But yeah, if not, I wouldn't really touch companies in the space that I don't know. Right? Right, Deborah, I'll share more about that, but which stock, right? My first trade wasn't what I feel could have been the best trade. Right? I sold a put on HLF. All right, I sold a put on HLF. That's my first few trades. Right? I earned money from there and everything, but yeah. All right. So any questions you guys have, right? Besides that, right? I'll share at the end, like what I do exactly if I have to start from scratch. Right? I'll share later. Okay. No questions so far? Yeah, you can look at TD Ameritrade stock, man. And guys, I want to share with you something. So, like I know, right? So, like for sure, I get it, right? That the process from you guys registering from Google Docs, right? You guys asking how to join a Facebook group. Some of you might miss the emails and everything, right? Right? Getting the Facebook and then say, hey, sorry guys, you won't be on Facebook, you'll be a Zoom. I know it's confusing, right? Right? But right now I realize that Zoom is the much more optimal manner and everything. But I just want to do an observation, right? Which is that like more than 300 people registered for this, right? 300 people registered for this. And right now we have 166, right? So that's about 50%, right? And yeah, so people, yeah, on one hand, from like our side, the teachers, the educators, even someone who was very involved in organizing big conferences, right? Like told me, say it's very normal, right, for them to be a dropout and everything. But like, yeah, when people register, right, they have to actually start being like committed lah. So that's what I'm thinking, right? Like people right now, like they just try to get free me. But when people actually use it, people actually commit, right? That's another thing. So that's something I'm pretty like, I have no idea how to solve that challenge. But the thing is, can the challenge ever be solved? Right? Probably not. But just want to do a quick sharing. Okay. All right. And yeah, Lester, we get it, man. You also get it. Yeah. So yeah, so like right now it's free for sure, but please cherish it, okay? Please learn to apply it, right? Please, like I've been teaching this for close to 10 years, right? Like, but the amount of people who implement it is not a high number, right? So it's something that, I get pretty down sometimes, but hey, I rather focus on the people who will implement and take action from it. Okay, what if you can only buy one stock, but second competence got 10, right? Clement, so first thing, try to grow more money, right? Secondly, choose what you want. Choose if there's stock price and what you want, but of course, grow more income. I'll share with you what I will do right now for the start from scratch later, right? Do I think companies like Match Group have real moat? But okay, so my take is the psychology of people on Facebook, right, is that they don't want to be known. They don't want people, it's not my circle competence, right? I've never used that dating app before, like Match, and so that's the one thing, right? But I don't think people who use dating apps, some of them will be paiseh, right? To go and like share with everyone, like all their Facebook friends that they are looking for a date, right? So I feel that Match Group will still have its own strength, right? So my take is like even like time it was launched, right, I didn't think that it would have really severely disrupted the space, man. Right? Like if there was a company I would invest in if you really got damn freaking cheap, right? Could have been Match Group, right? That would have been a good contender, right? For those who are 20s, growth lah, for sure growth. So Amanda, something to know, right? Value and growth, right? There's no technical term. So I'll talk more about growth investing. I'll talk more about companies that are small and all right now later. But I know that I've received quite a few questions of it, right? But value and growth, technically when you invest in a company, right, that you feel will grow a long time, technically you're still investing for the value that you can grow. So it's just a general term. So there's a term called net stocks, right? There's a term called growth investing, value investing. So there are different terms. But one thing to note for growth and value investing, right, it's generally about the same. I'll share with you more later. The other 50%. Hey, thanks, Brian. So what have you got? So what's the numbers, man? Hey, Hampin, must take responsibility lah. It's not technology. Okay, but let me tell you, I also late lah sometimes. Okay, so don't worry about it. Right? Do we need to subscribe? No need. KD, we don't need. Free. More point, I'll talk about it later. 3 stocks of 100 shares or 7 stock with Nevin depends on the stock, right? I never think of the price, right? Recommending mode ETF. Hey, Clement, I think Match, they developed something where you can check online or whatever. Right? Growth look for PG. For the Match Group, which website? Yeah, later I'll show. Do I think Wealth Park? I think they were a bit weird, the app. Okay, but not for me. See? Oh, Tony, okay, let's go. Let's go, right? Okay, so I want to share with you guys something, right? First, so I think some of you know, some of you came my sessions, you will know already and everything. Can I ask, how much today, right? Let's say you're in US, right? Let's say you're in US, right? I know we are people from different countries, right? If you're in US right now, right? How much do you think a can of Coke costs? A can of Coke, right? A can of Coke. Also cheap, $1. I mean 50 cents. Valerie probably $2. Yeah, $1, $2, right? So about $2 average can of Coke, right? So right now, right, how much does property in, let's say, property in Beverly Hills cost, right? A good, nice property owned by a celebrity before. How much do you think it will cost? How much do you think it will cost in US? Just whack one amount, right? 1 mil, I think it's more than 1 mil, 100 mil, right? 25 mil, right? And everything. Yeah, so it costs in the millions, right? So the question is, right, why can I call, let's say if I offered $50 USD for stock, right? $50 USD for stock, for a can of Coke. Is it expensive or cheap, right? If it's $50 for a can of Coke, is it cheap or expensive? Expensive, right? Expensive, right? But $50 for Beverly Hills house, is it cheap or expensive? Cheap, right? Cheap, right? Yeah, maybe scam, $50 so cheap. Okay. Anyway, so the thing is that why can it be this? Like, we're talking about the same exact price, which is $50, right? Right? The same price, $50, but we can call it as expensive for one, but we can call it as cheap for another. All right? And so, yes, mister, you got it, man. And it's all because of the value, right? It's all because of the value. So, Nevin, like just now you said, like, do I buy 100 shares of this, 7 shares of this and everything, right? It's not about the price, It's about the value, right? It's about the value of the things you're investing in, right? So value is what I get price, yeah, for sure. So don't ever, like the price is the last thing you look at, right? So obviously I know that if you have small capital, it's a bit limited, everything, but for sure, don't go and look at the stock price first, right? So that's my suggestion, that's my recommendation for you guys. Like, stop looking at the price, all right, first, look at the value first. And we're going to talk more about valuation later, right? But that's just something to note, right? Something to note for yourself, right? Is that always look at the price, always look at the value they can bring, all right? Okay, so ready to get started? All right, ready to get started, and we're going to go, right? Oh, how do I get? I just want my chat to be up. Hold on, Recently, I thought I was quite comfortable with Zoom already, but I just want to share my screen first. Okay, let me just quickly share my screen. All right. Okay, all right, so always be perfectly happy to hold if the stock market shut down for 10 years, right? So that's something to note. And it's on the chat. Okay, right, so ready to get started, right? Okay, so the next thing I look at, right, for companies is this thing called the risk, right? So what is the risk to the company, right? So that's very important, right? Always assess the risk of the company, right? Because if not, you're not going to, the thing is that you can have a strong economic mode, you can have strong staff and everything, but if you're not aware of the potential risks of a company, right, you might not be able to benefit as well. So for example, right, Kodak and Nokia, right, they are great products, right? People loved it, people used it for a long period of time, but it's because of a technological wave that came, right? It was the risk of technology risk, right? They actually affected them, which is why they are not at the level as they will want today, right? As compared to a company like Netflix, did they face the risk? For sure, man, right? They faced the risk, but what happened is they actually started adapting to the risk and all before it took place. But the thing is, like for this part, right, we're going to share some risks, right, that we need to be aware about the company, right? And what you can go one step further, right? Is that what have the company been doing to manage or to overcome the risk? So obviously a company like Netflix has done so much better, right, compared to a company like Kodak or Nokia. So that's something we're going to do it. Okay, so risk, and that's how we're going to do. So a type of risk, right, is what we call a government regulatory risk. Is the business highly affected by policy changes? We have another risk, pricing risk, what I call market risk as well. A product risk, right? Product risk and the key people risk. Okay, so the first one is what we call the market risk, right? And so the question is the demand for the product, right, highly influenced by the health of the economy? So that's one thing that you all need to do it, right? So what do you think? Can you just list down some companies you all feel, right, that the companies, the demand for the product is actually highly influenced by how well the economy is doing, right? Can you just show some examples? LVS for sure, right? For sure, LVS. Right? Okay, guys, mute your mics. All right, okay, I muted everyone already. Okay, so, right, retail product, right? Retail product for sure, retail product, right? Luxury goods, guys, luxury goods for sure, right? Luxury goods, right? Luxury goods, something that will be affected as well. And obviously, right, when there's, so what we're thinking, right, is that I want, like, for me, right, I always want to invest in companies what I call non-discretionary companies that are not even affected by the health of the economy. That's my personal take, right? So my companies like Facebook, Google, even Garena, C, right? I know that generally, right, they will not be highly affected by the health of the economy, right? Or the risk of it is not so much. So for me, like luxury brands, yeah, like what Khalid said, luxury brands, right, it's an industry that I try not to touch so often. Why? Is because like they might be similarly affected, right? But right now, of course, they're going to be getting so freaking affected right now, right? How interesting is it? Alcohol stocks, right? The thing is, right, during good times, for me, during good times, people drink, right? People party, people are happy, right? During bad times, people drink even more, right? So for me, alcohol, I feel that it's what I call a non-discretionary, unless it's in a freaking premium space, right? For alcohol, right? Gaming or drive, yeah, in this crisis for sure, gaming will be more, right? Oil and gas, yeah, man, oil and gas, I tell you, Yihua, for me, I don't even touch oil and gas, right? Right, yes, in my speculative trades, right, OIH, I did it, I know, but in terms of buying a stock, so today what we're talking about is buying stocks in the long term, right? For me, I'll never want to buy oil and gas stocks, right? I have a few friends that are working there, it's not looking good, right? Right now, I have a few friends that are working in different oil companies, and things are not looking good over there, right? And yeah, so the question is, can a business still do well, generate profits when the economy is down, right? And so I want to find companies that can do well regardless of market direction. Regardless, right? People are still going to use Facebook. People are going to use Google. People are still going to use dating, man. People are still going to use dating, right? It's like ERP, ERP, right? Recession or not, people still have to drive to work, right? And so that's what I love. Like these are companies that I love, right? Next one is product risk, right? Which is that, hey, does the business require a high amount of R&D to survive? Right? Is this a company that requires constantly productions? Do they need to come out product? What do you think are some companies that actually have a high R&D, high product risk? Can I just have you all show some examples in the chat? Samsung, Intel, Google, pharmaceutical, yeah, Tesla, yeah, automotives, pharma, yeah, pharma for sure, man. I would just any pharma company, I'll straight away put them as a company with high product risk. Technology, wheat, wheat, yeah, probably wheat as well. Right, J&J, software. Yep, great. Okay, so a few sectors I feel in the product risk, right, they're immediately that these companies, I'll put them, right. So one of them is obviously what we shared, right, is semiconductor companies, right. For me, semiconductor companies, companies with require high amount of R&D because people can switch all the time and whatnot, right? And obviously, Apple, for some reason, they decided to manufacture their own chips, right? And so their usual customers won't get it. And why? I don't know. Is it because they want to save their own cost, or is it because the suppliers haven't been able to produce a chip to the level of quality they want, and that's why they decided to do it themselves? So that's something to think about. Defense, for sure, require high amount of R&D. So you guys got most of what I'm talking about. But consumer, P&G, yes, right? Yes, for sure. But I want to ask you guys, right? So let's say like Estee Lauder, right? Estee Lauder and everything, right? Right? Like Estee Lauder, New Skin, that's a damn good question, right? Let's go into it, man. Like Estee Lauder, like even P&G, right? Like even P&G, like detergent products, right? Like, do you all think there's a high R&D? Like, what do you all think? Like, let's say Estee Lauder, right? Makeup company. Do you already think they have a high R&D risk? What do you all think? Yes, no. I would say no. SK, no. Yes, no. Not really for their strong brands, right? What do the ladies think, man? I don't think so. Deborah, health product, right? Clement says yes. Right. So for me, my personal thing is, I don't think that they will be severely, okay, do they do R&D? Yes, they do R&D. Are they severely affected by R&D risk? Not in my opinion. And why? Because some of you said it, it's more of their branding, right? It's more of their branding. So like moisturizer EX, times 3 moisturizing from last year. I don't know, man. But for me, my personal thing is that like companies like Estee Lauder and everything, they don't really have a high R&D risk. So that's number one, right? For companies like New Skin, right? New Skin, or I'm going to say like Wei-Jie, it's not in my circle of competence, right? The products inside, right? But we're openly saying, I'm actually looking, right now I'm actually on the aware lookout for companies for my hair, man. Because my hair is like a bit balding right now. So you'll be fucking, I just be very open, sorry about the bad word, right? I just be very open, like I'm looking for a company, right? And obviously MLM, I don't know, is it because of marketing or they sell it like that, but if they're doing well, I don't mind buying it, man. Okay, so that's my personal thing, right? Like, hey, if their product is good, I don't mind buying it. But for me, MLM, for my general guide, I feel that they have a very moderate amount of R&D risk, right? So later I'm going to share with you on how I score the companies, right? So I wouldn't say that they have a high R&D risk because obviously their sales is by their kakis, their MLM guys, and it's also by branding and marketing, right? So whether the product is really good and all, I don't know, man. I don't know, right? So that's just my personal take. Essential oil, boring Gillette. Gillette is cheap. Well, I don't want lah, Singapore. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, that's just my personal take. Any questions about this? Herd effect. Yeah. I think it's more of branding, right? It's more of branding, right? So semiconductor companies for sure. Tesla, they do have, as much as their branding is strong, I still feel that they need to constantly innovate, right? They still, a lot of their money like they do a lot of pre-launches, right? So a lot of their sales also depend on their tests, their trucks and everything, but they have a risk, right? But it doesn't mean that they'll do badly, right? So this is just something to watch out for. It's just something to watch out for at the moment, right? Right? Automotive companies for sure have R&D risk, right? SaaS companies, right? Obviously, my Oracle, all those, you have some moderate risk. But if you are, let's say right now, I think a very heavily contested space is in a cybersecurity space, right? If you are doing cybersecurity, right, that's something that you need to watch out for. That there's a high amount of R&D risk, right? Biotech for sure, right? NIAO and everything. Paging 101, do R&D risk or not? I don't know, man. I never received any much good real life reviews. Okay, but anyway, yeah. All right, so that's for product risk, right? Software companies, not all software companies I feel have a huge, must they do R&D for sure, right? But I don't feel that they are significantly affected, right? If they, their business won't die, right? If they don't like freaking innovate, right? So that's my take. But obviously right now, in today's age, right? If you don't innovate, you're going to die. So obviously the push, right, for more product, for more R&D, right, is going to increase. Okay, right. So this is one question: does the product have to produce new products on a regular basis, right? And yeah, so these are the questions that I ask for myself when it comes to companies with R&D risk, right? So to me, a company like Facebook, does it have R&D risk? Very moderate. And why? Because people are hooked onto Facebook already. Their algorithms are done, right? Their algorithms are done. And do they do R&D? For sure, man. They're still doing Oculus Rift. They're still doing payments, but hey, their cash cow, their big chunk of their module is, they won't die anytime soon. And that's more because of the network effect. That's more about the branding and everything. But I would say they are a bit moderate risk, right? Yeah, gaming company. Yeah, for sure they have moderate risk, right? For sure. Okay. Next one. Right. Next one is what we call key people risk, right? Key people risk. So the first question is, does the company have a good management that's looking after business interests? So this one, okay. So there's a few schools of thought, right? Which is that firstly, if the numbers say for itself and you analyze the company qualitatively, fundamental analysis, right, it's good already, right? Does the company have a good management that is looking after business interests, right? You generally already know whether management is doing well or not, right? That's one school of thought. The other thought is no, you have to actually start analyzing the management. You actually start analyzing who are the people running the company, the CEO, his history, his past and everything, right? And both are not wrong, right? Both are definitely not wrong, okay? But one thing, right, so I can't go so much touch into it, but a quick tip, right? A quick tip just to have a better sense of how management is like, right? Is I look at this website, I think some of you might know, it's called Salary Door, right? Salary Door for US listed company. Just to get a sense of whether do people like the CEO, whether do people like the management and everything, right? So that's just my take because I still feel that management is very important, right? But it's just that like right now, like I don't have enough time to go deep into it. But this one can be itself be a 2 hour, a 1 hour talk about management, right? So that's something that's not my focus today, but that's something I can do. It goes salary door just to see, hey, how are the people? How are they like? Like, do people approve of the CEO, right? And because in US, people like to review, people like to comment, right? You're gonna see a lot of data of the CEO of the management itself. Yeah, Glassdoor, right? Glassdoor. Okay. Just something for you guys to take a look, right? But right, the key question I'm going to ask right firstly is the company only reliant on one key person, right? Is a company only reliant on one key person? And for a company like Elon Musk, right, a company, right? Tesla, obviously, like my take is, I mean, after studying very further, right, I still feel that Elon Musk is still the one driving the company, right? They are at a good area, they're at a good stage right now, right? They are at a good stage right now, but hey, they are at a good stage right now, but Elon Musk is still the one driving the company, still the one getting the revenue, getting a hype, and I still get feel. But let me share with you, right? Do you think a company like Facebook has key people risk? Right? For Facebook, do you all think it has key people risk? Not anymore. Nope. Wow. Yes and no. Yeah, not really. If you have to choose one, you have to choose one. Right? Yeah. So it's not really reliant on everyone says yes, right? So my personal take, right? Yeah, last time I actually thought that Facebook had key people risk, man, because people only know Facebook for Mark Zuckerberg. Right? But around time I realized that, hey, like people will still use Facebook, right? Even if Mark Zuckerberg dies, right? Same thing as how when Steve Jobs died, the stock price went down, but people are still using Apple, right? Obviously, it's not as innovative anymore, but people still use Apple products, man, right? And so then it still boils down to back to intentional branding, the branding instead of the fact that it's Steve Jobs is the reason why Apple is doing well, right? So people don't really buy Apple products because of Steve Jobs. They buy because of the products, right? Because of what it stands for, and that's all to do with marketing and branding, right? So my take is, company like Elon Musk, yes, right? There's some capable people. Will people stop using Tesla? If Elon Musk, I don't think so. I think people still use, but I feel that in terms of the operations, the technical side, the finance side, right? It does it, right? Yeah. Right? So the thing is like, very simple, like when Steve Jobs died, do people still continue use Apple? For sure, man. So that's just my personal take, right? But of course, the other question is, right, it's a high amount of training expertise needed to run various aspects of the business, right? So I think some of you say engineers, the AI guys and everything. So there's something to note as well. So obviously, like back to Tesla, right? Tesla, the people that they need, right, are freaking high talents, right? The Space Galactic by Dr. Branson, right? Definitely a lot more higher expertise people as compared to McDonald's, right? Because McDonald's people, the staff and all, you don't need much amount of training to do that. So that's something to think about as well. Yep. Tony, yeah, that's fine. That's a good thought process to have, right? Like as long as the company is on track and everything, right? It's not so much. Okay, so something to ask yourself, right? And so this is some of the risks that you guys have to do. Government risk, market risk, product risk, and key people risk. Okay, and so any questions so far, right? Any questions so far? Well, I try to show you guys about all right, so salary door. So for example, let's try, because I haven't, you're looking at my screen right now, right? You guys are looking at my screen right now? Are you guys looking at my screen? As in, are you guys looking at my Google Chrome right now? Okay, good. All right, so you see, all right, just to see, man, how's the management like, right? Like, hey, Elon Musk, 71%, right? 71. EV, alamak, why do you miss it? Oh no, why do you miss it, man? Never miss a training, man. Never miss. All right. So we're talking about risk, right? So there are a few kinds of risk. I'll show you later, but you gotta come early, man. Okay, so, right. So this is Elon Musk. Any other company you look at, man? We can look at it together, man. Right. Let's look at Facebook, right? I know a lot of founders are not happy with Mark Zuckerberg, right? A lot of like Instagram founders. Oops. Oh, Zoom. Yeah, let's look at Zoom, man. Let's look at Zoom later. Hiring search. Guys, wow, shit. Dude, when a company is trying to hire like crazy, you have to sign and everything. If a company is trying to hire like crazy right now, what does it mean, man? What does it mean? Right, so search. Expansion growing, yeah, guys. Wow, the product manager for Facebook Singapore. Lai liao. Who want to go? I applied for Facebook, you know. I applied to join Facebook way then, but obviously I didn't get selected. Wait, I want to search. Yeah, I want to search Marc. Marc. Salary door, right? Let's see how. Not gonna be damn. I don't think it'll be damn high. Wow. Okay, it is Facebook reviews. 93% of. It actually fell, but it's still so high. Christy? No, I don't think so. I think that could be possible, but I don't think so. Right? I don't think so. Yeah, man. Okay, so anyway, a quick one. Let's look at Zoom, right? Zoom. Glassdoor Employees Choice Award. Did you see that? Did you see that just now? Delivering happiness to customers and employees. Anyway, yeah. So that is Zoom for you, lah. Right? Do you like this? Do you like this quick tip? Right? No recordings, eh? So only you guys get a lobang, eh? Anyway, yeah. So that's what I would do. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, so any questions so far when it comes to risk, right? I get a few minutes just for questions, right? And then I'll go through I'll go through the next part on some financials, right? And we'll get lunch. We'll try to get lunch about 12 plus, right? Is that okay? About 12 plus. I might overrun a bit. Is it okay? Is it okay if I overrun a bit? Right? I hope it's okay. Yeah, apologize, man. Should I end at 3? Right? There's a lot of things I want to go through, right? Especially I want to go through live case studies a bit hard, okay? All right, thanks, guys. Okay, until 5 p.m. Okay. All right, okay. So next, I'm going to go through this thing called the financial statements, right? Financial statement, which is the numbers, right? So I think some of you might be, let's see, it's a bit fast. Okay, I'll try to slow down. I'm very excited. Okay, so when it comes to financial statement, right? It's just the numbers of the company, right? So obviously you can study qualitatively, but if the numbers, right, the numbers don't make sense, right, we also try not to invest in it, right? We also try not to invest in it as well, okay? So we're going to look through at financial statements, right, and just going to go through some of the numbers, right? So if you're accounting trained, you might be bored, you can take a break and everything, but if not, hey, I'm going to share with some of the quick things that you want to look out for, right, when it comes to a financial statement, okay? There's still guys that are coming in now, alamak. Very late, oh, sure. Okay, so anyway, first one, right, is the income statement, right? Income statement is basically how much the money is business making or looking. So that's the first thing to look at, which is the earnings, right? We call it the earnings, we call it the profit, or we call it the loss, right? So obviously you want to know how much the money is the business making and looking in the first place, right? So next, we're going to look at this thing called the balance sheet, right? So how much the company owns, so what are the equipment they own, what's the assets that they own and everything. Let's say a building, I own some equipment, right? And then what it owes, right? So how much what I owe is, like, for example, I owe $1,000 to my suppliers, right? I owe $1,000 to my $1,000 to my bank, right? I owe them, right? I also owe money to the shareholders, right? So how much the company owns in terms of my assets, right? And then how much it owes in terms of my liabilities, which is to my suppliers, to my whatnot, and how much it owes to the shareholders, right? So that's called equity. I'll show you guys later, right? And the cash flow, right? Which is how much cash is going in and out of the company, right? How much cash is going in, how much cash is going out of the company. So that's something that you also have to look at as well, right? It's not just in terms of the numbers, right? Because in terms of the earnings, the losses, right? You can kind of manipulate it, right? But cash flow is a lot harder because it has to be actual cash, right? Actual cash, physical cash, right? Except if you're in China, lah. So maybe China, they cook the books. I know Luckin Coffee kind of whack like mad, IT kind of whack like mad, right? I was actually pretty bullish on this company called Huya, right? But I think I don't know, man. I'm very scared, man. I'm very scared now China company is going to get whacked because they've been cooking the books. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, man. Okay, so key financials to note, right? So key financials to note, firstly, right, what is the revenue of the company, right? So we're going to look at it later through Morningstar and everything, but firstly, what's the revenue you guys are collecting from the sales of products, right? So for example, at McDonald's, right, I collect, what do I collect, right? So I sell the burgers, I sell the Happy Meals, I sell the toys, right? And McDonald's get the revenue from the sales of the food, right? Cost of revenue, right? And so the cost of, like we said, how we count gross margin is revenue minus cost of revenue. But what is cost of revenue? Is just amount spent, right, to buy the materials to make the product. So for example, if I sell a burger, right, what are the things, what are the ingredients, the materials needed to sell that product? I need to buy the bread, I need to buy the lettuce, I need to buy the mayonnaise, the beef patty. So anything that is to do directly to do with production of the product, right? And then that is what we call the cost of revenue. Okay? Cost of goods sold. Yeah, Brian, cost of goods sold. Wonderful. Right? And operating expenses, right? So this operating expenses is the amount spent to run the day-to-day operations, right? So a rental, labor, marketing costs, operational costs and stuff like that, right? And this is just operating expenses, right? And next, the other expenses, right? So mostly it's bank interest, and I can't think of much like taxes, right? Taxes, if you pay tax as an expense as well, because the money is coming out, right? And yeah, so these are just some of the things that is in income statement that you need to note of, right? And net income, right? Net income is the net profit and loss after all the expenses and taxes are paid, right? So after everything is paid, right? I'm just going to give you a few more extra terms, right? Let me just, if you guys can see what I'm writing, right? Okay, so you can write it down. So revenue minus cost of revenue equals to gross margin. Okay, a gross profit, right? Okay, and then as you can take it down, gross profit divided by sales equals to gross margin. But honestly, you can Google this lah. Okay, you can Google this. I'm just gonna write it down right here for you guys, right? And yeah, accounting 101. Okay, and okay, I don't know where can I write it. I'll try and write it here. So the other one is sales. So sales minus cost of revenue minus operating expenses equals to operating, it's very long. Okay, so that's something else to know as well. So operating income, right? So after operating income, and yeah, you can access the things online, right? So I don't want to go through so much into detail, right? Yeah, no worries. So I'll share with you the guidelines and what the key things to look out for. No worries. Yeah, sales equals to revenue. Very good. Okay. So revenue. Okay. So anyway, so next one, right? I know this is a bit dry. Stay with me, guys. Okay, so key financial note is a balance sheet, right? It's balance sheet. And the first thing is, like I said, what the things that the company owns, right? So the equipment, the inventories, the cash. And for example, there's this thing called, quickly called accounts receivables, which means the kind of services or the amount of money that your customers owe you as well. That's one thing, right? Liabilities, right? These are the things that you owe, right? Bank loans, your money owed to suppliers and whatnot, the services that you owe, blah, 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 right? That's fine. Right, and then after that, the assets minus liabilities equals to this thing called equity, right, which is also what we call the net worth of the business, right? So for example, if I sell the entire company now with all the things that I own and minus off all the things that I owe, it ultimately becomes what we call that equity, right? The net worth of the company, which is what we call equity, right? Yeah, so that's it for balance sheet, right? I'm sure I don't also do it. But anyway, next, cash flow statement, right? We have a few things. So first one is regular, this thing called cash flow from operations, right? So this is the cash in and cash out based on the day-to-day operations of the business. So if I buy McDonald's, I sell burgers, I pay for ingredients, I rent. All this is for my everyday business, right? For example, if I receive cash because I sell a building, right? For example, if McDonald's sell a building itself, right, it's not what we really call the cash operation, because that is actually what we call a one-time sale and whatnot, right? That's actually based on another thing, which is the cash flow from investing, right? So that's from another thing. So cash flow investing is any cash in and out that comes because of the anything to do with help the business in the long run, whether is it buying new equipment, right? Where we're buying new property and whatnot. Okay, so all right, and the next one is what we call cash flow from financing, and cash in and cash out due to the financing needs of the company, right? So any borrowings from banks, any loans, where I pay back the loan, right? Paying my dividends, paying my interest, raising funds from shareholders, all this comes from this thing called cash flow from financing. Okay? So, right, I know it's a bit dry, but we're just going to go deep. Okay, so, all right, I'm going to share with you a few general guidelines. Right, I'm going to show you a few general guidelines, and you obviously there's going to be more that you can look at, right? But I'm just going to show you some simple guidelines that you can look at, okay? In terms of what to look at first when analyze the company. All right, so the first one is what we want a consistent predictable and growing net profit and earnings per share. So that's number one, right? We want it to be consistent, we want it to be predictable, we want it to be growing, right? And why? Of course, obviously, because we want a company that's doing well over the long run. That's number one. And how we do it is we base it on historical track record, right? Number two, right? We want to have this thing called the efficient business. Right? We want it to be efficient. Why? Is because for every dollar I invest in a company, how much am I getting back in terms of my earnings? Right? So this is something that Charlie Munger, right, Warren Buffett's partner, said that I would never want to invest in a company that doesn't even have a return of equity of at least 15%. And why? If I can't even expect to earn a 15% return, how can I expect to achieve a 15% return of my investment if the company cannot even make at least 15% in terms of their efficiency of the company? Right? So it's something to note. Right? Later to know that, right? So debt to equity ratio should be at least at the most 0.5. And why? It's because of times like this, if I'm a company with very high debt and I can't pay off my debts, right? I might get bankrupt. So this is just to make sure that it's a company that's not highly leveraged, right? It's actually at a low debt to equity ratio. And next, right? It has to have positive growing cash flow from operations, right? And so this part is important, right? So this part is important because, if in terms of my earnings, right, it can be positive, right, and everything. But the thing about earnings, right, is that it can be highly manipulated, right? We can use a lot of different figures, a lot of different ways to actually manipulate the numbers. But cash flow from operations is something that you cannot really try to manipulate, right? So the other thing to look at is free cash flow as well, right? But for these four are the key things that I look at: cash flow from operations, right, earnings per share, return on equity, and debt to equity ratio. Okay, so how are we going to do it, right? Right. So how we're going to do it is we're going to look at the morning star, right, to look at this, right? So very quickly, right here. So hold on a while, right? So I'm going to show you some stuff, right, just to make sure you all get it. Okay. So any questions so far? I come to the numbers, right? Right now, I come to the numbers. Right. Just let me know if you have any questions right now. I'll try to answer, right? If not, I'm preparing some stuff for you guys. What was the last one? Cash flow from operations. Growing cash flow from operations, bro. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I just want to open up something, right? Because I want to play a game with you guys. Right? I'll play a game with you guys. All right. Okay, I'm just loading up some sites, right? But meanwhile, if any questions, you let them know, right? And then we can look at some numbers together, right? So we look at the four things. We look at four things. I just want to show you guys the company so we can look at it together first before looking at the company, right? So just look at four things together, right? Okay, so let me share my screen now. Of course, Ting Yang, for sure, man. Right, they're good numbers, but I could fail anytime, right? But that's why portfolio management is important, right? And that's why it's not just the numbers we look at, we also look at qualitative analysis type, right? Then we also look at the economic mode, the advantage and everything. So there are some companies with huge, great numbers, man, but mode-wise might not be so strong. Nevin, right now, I still do it right now. I still do it. For sure be affected, right? Okay, so let me share the screen. All right, okay. So I hope you guys can see now, but I hope it's not so small. Can you guys see the numbers here? Right, I'll show you guys how to get these numbers later, don't worry. You guys can get it, okay. So let's look at it together, yeah? That's the first company we want to look at. So when you look at net income right now, right? Does it pass the first guideline? Can you see how many, zoom in a bit? Yeah, I'll try to zoom in. Is it okay? Is it okay? All right, okay. So the first thing we want to look at is this thing called net income, right? Net income or earnings per share, right? Remember, it's earnings per share. So what do you think? 0.17, 0.46, 0.1. Yes, it went down, then it went up. Do you think it passed? Passed, right? Jiang says pass. Pass, Amanda says pass, right? So there's a slight dip, but overall, it's passed, right? So that's number one. We also look at operating cash flow, right? From 698 millions all the way to 36 million. So can you realize that, hey, all right, my earnings per share actually went down, right? But the operating cash flow went up, right? That's something good as well, all right? And the return on equity, what do you think? 24, 22, 0.4. What do you think? What do you think? Good, huh? Fantastic cash flow, right? Good to go, good to go. There's one more, right? Look at, right? Okay lah. Gary says okay. All right. Okay, so next one, debt to equity. Is it less than 0.5? Yeah, that's good, right? Okay. So I'm going to add just one quick thing, right? Okay lah, I think I'll share more later if there's time. Okay. But yeah, so these are four, and what company do you think this is? What company do you think this is? Anyway, it's hard to guess lah. Okay. So this company is called Facebook, right? Facebook, right? So obviously it's a great company. It's growing like mad, right? It went down that year, I think, was they're trying to reinvest into mobile, if I'm not wrong, right? And hey, yeah, this is what I can do in terms of the company, right? And I love the company as well, Facebook, right? And obviously it's a company with awesome, freaking fantastic financials, right? So obviously when Resh talks to you about Facebook, right? When we talk about Facebook, obviously we don't just look at based from a qualitative standpoint, but make sure that the numbers are good as well. Yes, we look at the 10 years financial. All right, so that's for Facebook for you right there. Let's look at a number company. Right, I don't want to share with you the company yet, but we're going to look at it together. Okay, this company, what do you think? Earnings per share, is it going up? You see, okay, 1.29, 4.8. That's valuation E, how we talk about it later. We never look at the price first, right? Up and down. So do you think it passes? No? Very good. No, right? So especially if you are new, right, guys, especially if you are new, right, we try to be conservative. So if it fails, it fails, right? You don't have to be emo, you don't have to be sad, right? Even it can be a great and awesome company. We'll take a look at what the company is later. But don't be sad, right? There's so many other opportunities to look at, right? So if you're not comfortable with it, that's fine. But obviously, if you're a bit more experienced and look a bit more detail, you know that the drop is a one-time drop that doesn't really affect the fundamentals of the company in the long run. For sure, it can. But as a start, if you're starting out, if you're a beginner, right? Yeah, you can just look for something else. Right? How's operating cash flow? You know, it's not so bad. Huh? It's not as, the drop is not as bad, right? Just something you know, right? So it passes here. Operating cash flow, it kind of passes, I would feel, right? Because it's stagnant. Yeah, stagnant is fine. Okay. Return of equity. I see, a bit crazy, but right now it's not more than 15%. I would feel it, man. If I'm starting out and all, I don't even know a company, I would feel it. Yeah. And then debt to equity. Oh my God. 5.87, right? So it fails, right? It fails. Obviously, it fails. It's very freaking high. And if I'm a beginner, if I'm new, I'm starting out, building my watch list, right? I'm not going to use this company, right? So what the company is? Right? So why do you think we bought put on, used to buy puts on Win Resorts, right? So obviously, it's luxury brand and everything, right? But hey, financials wise, it's not so good, right? It's not so good, right? Yeah. Was that fun? Like, hey, I know this company, right? So the thing is, guys, like when you do the company, please, right now you are being equipped with the skill, right, to look at a company, to analyze company. So at least right now you have a better understanding of why some of the gurus, some of us actually do I'm not really a guru, but anyway, to do a certain trade and all, right? Not just because we look at the story, but you look at the financials itself as well. Okay? May type yes if you don't understand what I'm talking about. May type yes. Don't worry about the stars, right? Don't worry about the stars. Great, you guys understand. That's good, right? So don't just, like, even if there's any stock tape or anything, right? Always try to look at the numbers first. Always try to analyze it first. Christine says, keep going, right? Yes, it's pretty similar. It's pretty similar. Yeah, Lakin, yeah, for sure, man. Okay. Next, huh? Right? This company, Nevin, LB, not my favorite lah, but if it goes down, I will take it more of my itchy finger trade, where it's a speculative one where I'll run it like, wow, I look at BBBY, right? Like it got shot down to like $4, man. Like I was like a bit, I should have just bought a bit, and what was that? BlackBerry as well, man, went to like $2, $3. And why? Because they are not like the worst companies in the world, right? And yeah, so anyway, that's another stock. Okay, so this company, earnings per share, 2.37, go up. Pass or fail? Pass, right? Pass, yeah, go fast. You got, yeah, guys, do you know? Okay, let's talk about it later. Okay, operating cash flow, pass, right? You can see it passes, right? Good, very good. Pass. Gary says good. Okay, so return on equity, pass or fail? 16% still okay, right? More than 15% over time. fail, right? 3 hours less. Mr. Royal Caribbean, right? So what do you think? Yeah, probably, yeah. So that's something to know, right? Obviously, this is a high capex industry, right? So yeah, but I'm going to show you later why you don't have to even like really go and look deep in the industry about why this is the in terms of the debt and everything, right? Later, right, to show how it looks. But this is Royal Caribbean for you, man, right? And we are okay, right? Later we have a score chart and everything, right? You can use it. But yeah, this is for Royal Caribbean. I'm going to show you one last one, right? I'm going to show you one last company, right? Okay, this is a Singapore company. So guys, you're not in Singapore, I apologize, right? But I just want to show you guys to illustrate a point, right? Right, earnings per share, pass or fail, guys, pass or fail. So note that's in SGD, but pass or fail. No, horrible, crap, boo. Oh, I got the biggest loss ever, right? I went down, right? Operating cash flow, 30, 61, negative, bum, 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 bum. Bad like crap. Okay, next one, very quickly. Return of equity. Negative means it's a loss. It's a loss. It means it's a loss. Right? Real equity, 22%, 23, 1%, negative 262%. Right? Financial health. Right? Last one I look at, the equity, 1.19. Right? Well, latest quarter, but I think something happened. Yeah. And some of you guessed it, right? Is this company called High Flux, right? High Flux. So for guys, if you all don't know High Flux, right? If you all don't know High Flux, scam is a company that's supported by the government, right? It actually provides water services, right? And everything is highly supported by the government, right? I actually went for a job application about 3 years ago, right? In a government space where one of my main, if I were to join, right, I got accepted and everything, but I didn't take it in the end, but one of the main role was to support this company to bring it overseas, right? It was so much government support, right? People just go crazy and buy away, right? And recently they got into some troubles. There was a risk of bankruptcy and everything, right? And millions, millions, but so many shareholders in Singapore, right? Hardworking, educated people, right? Lost their money, man, in investment because all they did was, High Flux is supported by government. Let me go invest in High Flux, right? So when I think about this, right, it's damn sad because it shows that a lot of people are not financially educated in investments, right? And this is really one of the reasons why I do what I do, is that I just want to get people more financially educated. And guys, if you all realize, right, all we did, guys, is just like each company right now, in just these 4 figures, you can already get a good sense of whether the company is good or not. Obviously, you can look deeper and everything, but in just 30 seconds, guys, not even 5 minutes. How long? 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds, you already can generally look at whether a company is worth buying or not, worth investing in or not. So the thing is, like, guys, like, next time if you see your friends or whatever, they're looking at a company and everything, just help them look at this number and everything, right? And help them. And like, I thought it's going to be one company, man. There's going to be a lot more companies. SIA, right, is going to be a factor, right? But yeah, so that's just my personal thing. Like, guys, you have to really watch out when it comes to the numbers and everything, right? I really don't want you guys to lose out your money and everything, especially when buying for stocks, right? So if you're selling puts, right, if it's a speculative trade, if you have a bigger portfolio, yes, you can do a more speculative trade, but try, at least you're starting out, don't go and buy companies that you have no idea what the financials are, it doesn't meet your criteria and everything, right? Like, yeah, that's just something I want to say. Okay, so 30 seconds, right? Very quickly, right? So this company is Skechers, right? Very quickly, right, you can look at it. Earnings per share, is it going up? Yes, going up, right? 0.93, it went negative, but overall it went up. Operating cash flow, right? Negative, like it just started going up, right? 597, 427, went up, right? Return of equity, right now, what is it, right? It went up, right? It went down 10%, everything went up 15%, now it's close to 16%, right? Financial health, that took it 0.44, less than 0.5, bam, pass, right? 30 seconds, right? So obviously, we want you to look deeper, we want you to look at qualitative, but this is just a quick first thing that you can look at when you look at companies. So people give me new opportunities, right? People give me a new lobang or whatever, right? This is the first thing I want to look at, man, right? So that's just what I want to do. Let's look at one last company before we go ahead. Is that okay? This is Under Armour, but I don't look at this, right? Is this good? Is this good so far? Is this good? All right. Yeah, so please use it, yeah? MBix, right? So I don't know what I'm looking at. So obviously it fails, right? It fails. Operating cash flow. I'm going to share with you more later, right? Recently it was 152. Damn, it went up, right? 101, 152, right? It went up, man. Right? Free cash flow also went up. Wow, interesting. right? Interest, yeah, return of equity, obviously negative, but it's going up right now. So I'm going to share with you more. I'm going to share with you more later, right? So obviously this doesn't hit my personal criteria and all for a stock to buy for the long term, but yeah, like I say, it's a spiking stock. It's not meant to hold for the long ass run. Okay. Anyway, just do for fun. Okay. All right. Everyone good so far? Is everyone good so far? Any quick questions? Any quick questions I can help out with? All right. Any quick questions I can help out with? Holy moly. I can't do that. It's an accent, man. All right. Okay, so I'm going to next year. Case studies we have been doing. So how we can do, right, is, just you can look at it later, man. For like case studies, look at it later, yeah? Wilson. Guys, if you, yeah, I know. Here's a profile. I will share more later. Don't worry, man. Right? Good upgrade. Yeah. So there's different criteria and everything. Obviously, you try to make it a framework, but obviously after a while, you're going to have your own thesis, yeah? Is there exception? Yeah, for sure. There's an exception that I will make for sure. So all this is just a way for me to get a look, right? So obviously, if a number drops that's not good, right? Obviously, I'll try to investigate further. So I think like last year, I think Disney, some of the figures weren't so good. All right, but also why? It's also because they had acquisition of Fox, right? So obviously there's going to be a lot more cost involved to integrate the business and everything, right? So obviously that's how you look at it deeper. But overall, the numbers are still fine for a company like Disney, right? For exception, for sure, man. So these are what I call people in the growth space, the smaller cap companies, right? They have huge, bigger room to grow. So I've allocated a significant part of my portfolio into that, right? But in terms of my strong portfolio, in terms of those I can sleep soundly at night, right? I usually look at these companies, right? How did I answer the question, Nevin? Right. So right now, so these are for those companies, right? Those are for stocks, right? These are for stocks that I want to invest in for the long run, right? This is what I call unlimited holding power. Options, I might be a bit more active, right? I might do a bit more story, might be on technicals and everything. But for investments, like let me tell you, Nevin, I don't have exceptions for this group of companies where I want to invest and sleep soundly at night. Right? Of course, growth companies, there's a whole other beast altogether, right? But Nevin, especially if you are new, if you are starting out, right? My take is don't even think about exceptions right now, right? Don't even think about exceptions right now because look at company can invest soundly right now, right? That's my personal suggestion for you, Nevin. And of course, we can do case studies later, right? We can definitely do case studies later. Okay, so how do we look at the companies? Let me just show you, right? So for example, LB, right? So for example, I know the ticker symbol LB, stock key ratios. Right? So LB stock key ratios right now. I want to search Morningstar. Right, Morningstar. All right. And I'll go to the quote. Right, we always go to the quote. Right. Okay. Let it look for a while. All right, let it look for a while. Clement, for buying stocks, right? For buying of stocks, right? My game plan actually doesn't change, right? I happily buy more stocks when the market went down. Okay, so over here, the quote, right? Slowly, please look at it very closely, right? You see the quote over here. Go to key ratios, right? Key ratios, for those who might not be able to catch key ratios. If you are listening to this and you're watching another screen, listen to it right now. Come back to the Zoom screen right now, okay? Come back to the Zoom screen right now if you're listening to me while doing something else and multitasking, okay? LB brands, right? Go to key ratios and go to full key ratios data. Didn't say oops. Okay, so that's how you look at these numbers. All right. Okay, so that's how you get it, right? Let's look at it. Earnings have been going up. Obviously, it's negative, right? Negative. You see, can you see the loss in pricing power? Right? Can you see the loss in pricing power? Right? It has been going down. Right? Okay, but anyway, operating cash flow, right? It's still okay. Stagnant, but something to watch out for. All right? Return of equity, right? It's negative. All right. Why is it negative, man? Wait, hold on. Because it's at a loss, right? Because it's at a loss right now. Oh, can I mute more people? Guys, remember to mute yourself, right? Remember to mute yourself, right? I can't hear you guys because I blocked out all the noise from you all. Yep, Yihao, you're totally right. Yihao, yeah. Yihao, you experienced? Yihao, have you actually, yeah. I guess you know lah. You can have a stock screen. I'll share more later as well, right? So there's one, financial health. right? Debt to equity, 0. Okay, so that's for LB for you. But from a story standpoint, from a qualitative standpoint, you know that companies right now don't really like what L brand stands for, the Victoria's Secret and everything, right? So that's how, of course, in a specialty retail space, like I said, it must be actually more updated of the news, right? So that's just something you're gonna know. Okay. Still learning by, yeah. So don't, Hyflux is a big example, right? Okay, so something to note, there's this term called the value traps, right? But just remember to look at the cash flow, right? This is just a very quick thing that I want you guys to, don't look at the stars, Clement. Don't look at the Morningstar stars, right? You look at your own stars. Okay? Wow, good. I'm been lucky for you, man. Okay, so value trap, right? Value trap. So it's great, Hambin, that you stop trading it, right? Because a lot of people, when they see it going down, right, and they still don't know if it's a good company, they still average down, man. Which is, it's good if you have conviction in companies, but if you don't, you're screwed, man. Right? LC, the LB for sure, man. Right? Yeah, business is declining. It will never be a stock that I want to invest in the stock, right? Okay, so some good companies, so this is just something to note, right? Always look at the cash flow as well. That's very important. Because if not, if they're just doing earnings, right, it can be a bit dangerous because they can manipulate the numbers and everything. Kenny, it means that right now they cannot charge as high as they want to maintain their margin, right? You can go and Google gross margin and everything, right? But it's what we call an indicator of pricing power. Obviously, if your gross margins are increasing over the long run, it shows that, yes, it might be more efficient, but more often than not, it means that you actually have pricing power, you can charge it quite high. Yeah, my pleasure, Kenny. Okay, so this is for value traps. Okay, so the question is, how do we know what company to look at, right? If it fails one, do we invest in everything? So I'm going to do this thing called a scoring sheet, right? So what I'll do is I'll do this thing called a scoring sheet, right? And so what I will score is this, right? So the first thing to note, right, is that, guys, like, I will never invest in a company, right, if it doesn't even have one economic mode, right? It must have at least one strong economic mode. Right? So you must have at least 1 point. So obviously you can give 0.1, 0.5 points if I'm new and everything, but I need to have at least 1 point, right? 1 point, right, for economic mode, right? So that's number one, right? Yeah. Number two, right, for risk, right? So automatically you get 4 points. For risk, you get 4 points. But if you minus, right, this is not really E-friend. Like, this is my own personal thing. It's very different from E-friend actually, right? If you don't know, right? If you know the thing, that it's quite different from E-friend also, right? But one thing I do, right, is for for risk, automatically 4 points, but if I feel that there's a significant risk in one, I minus 1 point, right? And then financials, right? Financials, 4 points if they pass all 4. If they pass all 4, then you get 4 points, right? Of course, you can give 0.5 and everything right now, but don't go and mind F yourself and give 0.5 just because you try to squeeze it in, right? So obviously you're starting, all right. I think I need you to at least have a company of at least 8 or 9, right? And then before you invest in it, right? What's the company? The financials. It's Facebook lah. It's Facebook. Okay. All right. So let me see what's the time now. Wow, I still have one whole section to invest in. I have so much things to share, man. It's 12. Okay. Let me look a while. Let me look at my content for a while, right? I think I've gotten a bit too slow. Right. I try to squeeze the whole thing. Yeah, if risk is present, -1. All right. Okay, we're going to have lunch probably about 12:45. I hope that's fine, right? 12:30, 12:45. There's still a whole bunch of things I want to do. Marc friend. Marc friend. Okay. So is it okay if I go, but I think this part will go after lunch. I think I'll go after lunch. Okay. So, okay, so what we do right now, okay, I'm going to change some parts, right? We are going to do a case study of one company, right? We're going to analyze it together, right? So you guys can type what companies you want to look at. We can look at it together, right? We can look at it together. Zoom, we're going to talk about it later, right? Zoom will talk about it. But let's see some companies that you want to look at, and then I'll decide from there. Okay, what companies you want to look at, then we'll look at it together. Valuation, we'll do it after class as well. You guys have so much stuff, man, to share with you guys. Okay. Anyway. Okay. McDonald's, PayPal, Square, PayPal, Peloton, Visa. All the payments, I'm going to do Visa, Why Square is because in using this methodology, right, Square wouldn't be able to pass. It's more of an innovative stock, more of a growth. So that's something I'll share more about it later. Carrie is very greedy, you want 5. Okay, but no, we can go through it together. But let's talk about Visa first. Is that okay? Let's talk about Visa first. Or should we do PayPal? Okay, so firstly, I'll show you the exact thing I do. Right? So I will Google. Both also can. Okay lah, let's do both lah. Right? Can I do show the scoring sheet again? Later lah, I'll show you later, Jing Sing. Okay, so PayPal stock. Okay, wait. Yes, let's go to scoring sheet. Thanks for sharing it. Okay, so let's go to Okay. All right, so let's look at this. So let's look at a company like PayPal. Yeah, let's look at a company like Jeff. Remember, I look at the value, I don't look at the price, right? So later I invest in Visa, I think it's about $200, right? So yeah, anyway, that's it. Oh, share screen. Oh, sorry about that. You can buy 1 share of Visa, man. You can buy 5 shares of Visa. That's totally fine. Yeah. All right. Let's look at this. Let's look at the chat. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So let's look at PayPal. Guys. What do you think are some of the economy modes that the companies have? Right? Let's just take a look. What do you think are some economy modes that the companies have? Right? PayPal is a company I would assume is in most of our circle of competence. Right? So I'm not even going to look at that question. Right? It's because of the company. Some of you think network effect. Some of you think switching costs. Right? Anything else? What do you think? Switching costs, network effect. Anything else? Network effect. Right? Intangible assets, okay? Yeah. So first and foremost, right, I think most of us know that for sure, one thing for sure is it has a strong network effect. Right, it's a very strong network effect because the more people use PayPal, the more likely am I to use PayPal, right? When they send payments, right? It's convenient, merchants accept it. And yeah, in multiple ways, not just in users to users, companies accept it as well and everything. And obviously, right now, I don't know if it's working very well, right? But companies are also trying to advertise using PayPal platform, right? You say, hey, if you use PayPal, you actually get a discount, 5-10%. So my take is, yes, first thing is network effect. Right, so a lot of you actually mentioned switching costs, right? So remember, right, the economy mode that is the switching cost really high, right? So obviously for businesses, yes, there's a high switching cost, right? But for consumers, because ultimately it's consumers who are using it and whatnot, right? They're always going to have options, right? And for consumers to switch from PayPal to, let's say, just using Visa directly, my percentage, I could be totally wrong, right? Which is also, that's why it boils down to circle competence, which is that I feel that it doesn't really have a high switching cost because for consumers' point of view, you can easily switch, right? From to another one. And obviously for a big ass company, right, I can easily just use Stripe, right? I can just use Stripe as a competitor as well. And there are other ways I can use to collect money. So switching costs you can put, for me, I would actually put 0 because I want to be conservative, right? But 1 point for network effect. Right, 1 point for network effect. Switching costs, I don't think so much, right? But I don't think the reason why people stay with PayPal is because they cannot switch to another provider. That's my personal thing. People can easily go to Stripe. People can easily go to other things as well, right? So that's number 1. Network effect, 1 point. The other one then is intangible asset, right? Intangible asset, which I think, branding, I feel that they have. Right, that's my personal thing. I could be wrong again, like I said, but it's because I feel that right now, a lot of people, right, they don't mind just using PayPal because of the branding, because of the and PayPal, if they increase fees just by a bit, I still feel that most consumers will still not mind using PayPal, right? A lot of businesses are stuck. They have no choice. They have to use PayPal as well. And that's why I feel that intangible assets, right? I would say at the very least, it's a 0.5, right? It's a 0.5. So I think overall it's a 1.5 for me, right? For a company like PayPal, right? So obviously, if you don't agree with me, you can have a 1, right? And if it's 0.5, obviously don't go and invest in it, right? But if you have at least 1 point, you can actually look at the next part already. Okay, so possible risk, right? Government regulatory risk. Do you think the business, right, so will it be affected by regulations? For sure, man, it will definitely be regulated because it's payment space and everything. But will the business be severely affected because of regulations? For PayPal, my take is no. right? It won't, right? They're not going to shut down PayPal for some reason or the other because of the industry and whatnot, right? So that's one thing. Right. Next, right. Pricing risk where people stop using PayPal during recessions and all. No, my take is people still continue to use it. So I feel that there's not much risk in that space. Right, in that space, if you want to be a bit concerned because you feel that, hey, people will spend less during the recession, there might be less transactions, you can actually put a 0.5. Right. So is it okay if we put 0.5 for the risk for pricing/market risk? Is it okay? Right, just put 0.5 for that. Thanks, Hero, helping me count. Right, so minus 0.5, minus 0.5. Right, for product risk, do they need to engage in some form of R&D? Right, do they need to engage? My take is yes, do they need to engage R&D for sure, but do they need to constantly churn out new products and all? My take is no lah. Right, I don't think so, right? I think right now, even if they stay the way they are, people are going to use PayPal for a long period of time. That's my take, right? I could be wrong, but yeah, based on what I know, PayPal, I'll still use PayPal, right? And yeah, so I don't think they have a huge R&D risk, right? For key personnel, actually I'm not so sure, the CEO, everything I haven't searched, right? But yeah, key personnel, I feel that they don't have a risk, right? If the CEO dies, people still use PayPal and everything, right? Yeah, man, Lester, like people are shutting down PayPal accounts, they are freezing, but people are still like using PayPal, right? Stripe obviously is a competitor to look out for, but my take is PayPal will still be around for a long period of time, right? But you have to watch out for Stripe, right? Stripe is a very good alternative, right? PayPal, yeah, and Elon Musk and this guy called what was they called? Peter Thiel, right? Peter Thiel is a huge innovator and everything, right? You can check him out. There's a book called 0 to 1. You can read it, right? Freaking awesome book, right? In terms of business mindset and dominating, right? Okay, so minus 0.5 for risk. Let's look at financials, shall we? Let's look at financials. Conversions do better, I see. Okay, so quote, very quickly. How many points do you have so far? You have about 1.5 plus 3.5, right? Okay, so key ratios. PayPal, right? Earnings per share, is it pass? Yes or no? Is PayPal pass? Yes, all good. All right, trying to zoom in. Operating cash flow, pass? Pass, Pass. Right. Return of equity, pass. Just pass, just nice, right, 15%. Financial health, okay, yeah. If you're not so comfortable with ROE, you can put 0.5, put 0. Right, so that's just something to note as well. Debt to equity, 0.29, pass. How many points? Pass. Okay, wonderful. All right, so that's for PayPal and together. How many points do we have? Can you guys help me count? So 1.5 plus 3.5, 5, 8.5 points, right? 8.5 points. So will PayPal pass into your watch list? Right, pass. Yeah, it pass, right? So PayPal obviously will pass, but it shouldn't be minus for risk point. Yeah, so it should be minus. So minus 0.5 Vera, so it's a 3.5 points for the risk, right? Market risk, right? So the thing is, my thing is like during a recession, during economy, there might be less transactions going on PayPal, which means less transaction fees and whatnot revenue that they can collect, right? So it's not going to be severe, right? But just to be conservative, right? I want to be conservative, especially when I'm starting out. I'm going to put in 0.5, right? Minus 0.5 just to adhere for the risk, right? Okay, so that's just my take, Ming Chun, right? Why didn't catch? Never pay attention. Okay, joking. Okay, so overall the point 8.5, I will definitely put in my watch list. So at least right now, obviously when Resh talks about PayPal, right, when other guys talk about PayPal, you will know it's a good company, but at least right now you have a framework, you have a much more solid understanding, I would say, of why you feel that, why PayPal is going to grow in the next few years, right? So obviously in terms of economy mode, you have to find out what the growth plans and everything, and that's when valuation comes into play later. So I'll talk about that after lunch. PayPal near 52-week all-time high. Yeah, it's all-time high. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, so I'm not saying invest in it now. Let's look at the valuation later and then we'll take a look. Okay, so right now, right, guys, right now is 12, right? So I'm going to share with you. So for those, can I share, right? Have anyone, like, who here, can we type in the chat, right? Have me type yes if you have already done options already, you have been an options investor, help me type no if you have not, right? No if you haven't done options before, yes if you have done options, right? I just want to get a good... yes, we have a bit more yeses. That's good, right? No options yet. Paper money, yeah. Must please go through basics and everything. Okay, we have a good mix, right? Thanks, Hanpin. Thanks for the kind words, yo. Thanks for trusting me, bro. I know you're asking me about, hey, can I learn everything? So I'm happy that you managed to come on board, right? So what I'm going to do right now is, guys, lunch will be at about 1 p.m., right? 1 p.m. So I won't have 1 hour for lunch, right? There's too much stuff I want to cover. So lunch will be 1 p.m., right? Lunch will be 1 p.m. But right now, if you don't want, like, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do a short introduction of options, and then I'm going to talk about options millennial intensive, right? I'm talking about options millennial intensive, right? So it's just if you want to sign up, if you're not and all. But right now, if not, lunch is at 1 p.m. You can come back later, right? I'm going to end this Zoom meeting. I'm going to create a new one, right? So right now, I'm just going to share about a bit about options, and I'm going to share about option millennial intensive for those who have been asking me and whatnot, right? My NLAs, guys, NLAs. Can we type yes? You guys are NLAs. If you don't ask NLAs, that's fine. If you are NLA right now, let me type yes. We'll go through ETFs later, cats. A good number, huh? Big Pro, yeah? Freak, a lot of NLA. Guys, okay, so, right, like I said, I'm just going to share about Ocean Millennial Intensive Program, right? If your friends sign up and everything, just treat me coffee lah, okay? Right, so I'm just going to share. It's completely up to you. It's completely optional, right? If you want to do it, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share about introduction options, and I'm going to share about Options Millennial Intensive Program. Okay, anyways, right? So just FYI, if your friends sign up, right? Just treat me coffee lah, okay? Okay, so introduction options, very quickly. Right? Hanpin, you can share in my Telegram chat, or we can talk about it later lah. Okay. So the thing about options. So everyone okay? Everyone okay? I'm just going straight into options, right? So traditionally, what do most people think about when it comes to investing, right? So very quickly, they think about property, they think about fixed deposits, they think about trust, they think about stocks, right? They think about stocks, right? And the problem with it, right, is, right? Firstly, you only make money when the market goes up. For a lot of this, right? A lot of this, you only make money when the market goes up, right? The problem is there's a lot of praying involved, right? So I love stocks and everything, but obviously when you buy stocks, right, there's a lot of praying involved because you have to keep hoping that the market goes up, right? And next, right, sometimes you don't know the amount of time you need, right, for it to for the position to go with what you want, right? Okay, and the question is, hey, how much much money and how much time to hope? Okay, guys, I got a question. So, guys, like I said, lunch, we'll start the class proper at 1 p.m., right? We'll start the class at proper 1 p.m., but now just do a quick introduction of options, and then I will share about options management intensive, and then we can break out for lunch proper, right? So about 1 p.m., okay? All right, so the thing is, so what we do is, with options, right, we have actually found a way to save both time and money, right? And a way to save time, but increase our ROIs, right? So I'll share about it more later, right? So, and it's using options. So what's options, right? Very essentially, right? Yeah, so start, yeah, here we can go for lunch, no worries, yeah? So what's options? Ultimately, right, it's an agreement, right? So options is a contract agreement to either buy, right? To either buy or to either sell shares, right? So that's just something you got to note, is the agreement to buy or sell shares, right? And there's always a buyer and a seller. So this is like what we call a contract between a buyer of the contract and a seller of the contract, right? Okay, so there's one thing you're going to note, right? And so with options, right, there are two types of options, right? So firstly, we have this thing called call options, right? So call options is one, and the other one is what we call put options, right? So call options is an agreement to buy the stocks. That means if I buy a call option, right, it just basically means I agree to buy a stock at a certain amount of price, all right? So whether it goes up, whether it goes down, it means that I can buy the stock at a certain amount of price. And for the other side is a put option, right, which means it's an agreement to sell the option. Okay, so this is contract, right? And one option is always equals to 100 shares. So that's something you got to note for yourself, right? One option is equals to 100 shares. So next, right, Nike. So for a company like Nike, right? A company like Nike, right? Let's say, for example, a share price of it is $90 right now. Let's say right now it's $90, right? And 100 shares is $9,000, right? 100 shares is $9,000. What is the amount of profit I have? Or later. So firstly, 100 shares, $9,000. But for example, if I buy a call option, I buy a call option, right, I pay for $540, right? I use $540 to pay for it with the right to buy the stock for $90 as well, right? So the mechanics, everything, we can go through a bit deeper if we have time. But basically, right, I have $540, right? I have a contract to buy Nike shares for $90, right? 100 shares of it. Right, so the first question I asked, right, can you just tell me answer in the comments, right, is which one requires higher capital, right? Option A or option B, right? Let me just type in the chat, option A or option B. Which one requires higher amount of money, yeah? What's C, Ryan? B, right? A needs higher capital, right? A needs higher capital. Which one needs higher capital is A, right? But with option B, right, I actually require lower capital, right? Lower capital, right? So next, right? So let's say the scenario is that share price, right, of Nike from 90 goes to $100, right? Goes to $100, right? And right now, 100 shares, right now I bought it at $9,000, right? And my profit right now is $1,000, right? And so what's my return of investment? My return of investment is the amount of profit, $1,000, divided by how much I spent, how much I invested, my maximum loss, which is $9,000. So 1,000 divided by $9,000 is, right, about 11%, right? So 11%. Do you think it's pretty good? So right now Nike is like $90, man, right? So do you think 11% ROI is pretty good on Nike? Right? Not bad. Tony says not bad. Yep. So that's for buying the shares itself, quite decent, yeah. And so instead, right, but with the option, right, remember, I had the right to buy the stock for $90, right? So obviously, firstly, right, because I get to buy the shares for $90, right? But right now it's 100. I still earn $1,000 in total, right? Because I earn $10 per share. I have 100 shares for option. It's $1,000 as well, right? But how much did I spend to buy the call option? How much did I spend to buy the call option? Right? Let me type down in the comments. Do you remember? $540, right? $540, right? Which is, so even though I at first made an initial profit of $1,000, right? Made initial profit of $1,000, right? I had a profit of over $460, right? Do you understand what I mean? Right? $460. If I want to count my ROI, right? Remember, right? I bought the call option for $540 and my profit is $460. So how do I count my return on investment here? Right? It's 460, right? 460 divided by $540, right? So my overall ROI is about 85%, right? So I think a lot of you can get it, right? In terms of you count it, it's ROI of 85%, right? So the question is, hey, which one has a higher return on investment? So obviously, for the call option, it's a much higher, it's 8 times as much, right, in terms of profits. And so that's one strategy that we talk about is buying call options, right? We don't talk about it much here, but it's more of stocks. And so the other question is, how do we actually generate consistent money every month, right? And so the few things that we need firstly is what stock to buy, right? It's based on whatever I've been sharing just now. Make sure it passes a scoring sheet and everything, right? Next, we need a system, a systematic flow, and then we need about 15 minutes, right? So people ask, is it possible, everything, right? It's definitely possible in normal times. Right now, it's good times. People actually are using it, are much more active because there's so many opportunities right now, right? So a lot of traders, like 15 minutes is for people who just want to focus on investing instead of trading, right? So it's a real difference between investing and trading. And that's why 15 minutes in normal times, like, it's more than enough, right? So selling, and this strategy is called selling options for this second strategy, right? Which is, hey, like traditionally, right? What do you think is one of the biggest industries in the world, which is actually the insurance industry, right? And it's actually, what do insurance companies sell? Can I just have, especially if you're new, right? Try to participate, right? What do insurance companies actually try to sell? Don't get tell me insurance, contracts, yeah, contracts, promise, right? Contracts, right? Yeah, so basically what happens is, hey, if let's say you get into an accident, you have to get hospitalized, your travel gets affected, right? Something happens, right? Something happens, and I'll give you money in return. I'll give you a payout in return. Right? I'll give you a big payout, and you be happy, right? And so the thing is, hey, quick question, right? If nothing happens to you and don't get a payout, are you happy or not? Right? That's one question ask yourself. But right, the thing is, right now, insurance companies, right, they can do millions and millions and millions of dollars in payouts, but are they profitable? Most of them, are they still profitable? Right? And the question is, for sure, yes, right. Why? Like, because over the long run, with actual science, with their own business and all, overall the premiums that they collect, right, the money that they collect from you guys, right, will do it, right? LS, one big event. I disagree, man. I disagree for most companies, right? For most companies. Why? And it's also because they've already done their research, they've done the risk management and everything. All right. So over time, yes, they can pay off the staff and everything, right? But in the end, they're still profitable, which is why Warren Buffett's one of his favorite industries, right? One of his favorite industries is in the options industry, is in the insurance industry, right? Which you know that over the long run that he won't be able to make money from them, right? And so what is selling is promise, right? And traditionally insurance companies, or when we sell options, we promise two things: what we can and what we want, right? Preston, I see you're online, Preston. So Preston, this one you don't have to, actually you can take a break, you can take a lunch, we're going to start at 1 p.m., right? Because this is about options, you actually have covered it, so that's actually fine. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, right, is we're going to invest in a strategy, right? So remember, when we did, so we want to find a good company, right? We want to find a good company, we have an entry price, we have an exit price, right? And so this is something that based on our strategy, this is based on our valuation, which I'll share more about after lunch, right? But right, so imagine, right, I bought a stock right now for $50,000, right? Bought a stock for $50,000, and Mr. Bean comes, right? Asks me, say, hey, can I buy from you the house, right, the property, the business for $80,000? So the question is, will I say yes or no? So for the new guys, right, can you hear me type? Will I say yes or no if Mr. Bean asks, hey, can he buy the company from me for $80,000? Yes. But he wants, okay, but remember, right now, he can say, hey, I can only buy it from you in 4 weeks' time. So right now, will we type yes or no? Right? Yes or no? Nicholas says no. Afzal says no. Right, Ryan says no. Gary says yes. Yeah, yes with premium, right? So Vera knows, of course. Vera has watched before, right? So Vera, watched it before, actually, you're chill, man. It's more for the new guys who don't know about options, right? So we ask for premium, right? So obviously, right, what I'm going to do is say, hey, okay, I'm going to promise that, hey, in 4 weeks' time, if I sell you the business for $80,000, which is in my game plan anyway already, right? But the thing is, can the business go worth more than $80,000? For sure, man. And so because of this, right, to lock in that price of $80,000, I'm going to ask Mr. Bean to pay me this thing called a premium, right? To pay a premium, so that if you pay me a premium, I will lock in the price for you, right? And so he pays me the premium, right? And so now the option contract goes to him, which is that, hey, Mr. Bean, in 4 weeks' time, can buy the company from me for $80,000. Okay? And so two things can happen, right? Firstly, the Mr. Bean doesn't come back. So after 4 weeks, doesn't come back at all. He's chill. He's okay, right? And I'm fine. Why? Because I still own the company.